Stories ranging from the funniest failed bribery attempt to the most ridiculous police chase ever. Let's check out some
Is that
criminals
nigga on the hover
so
round?
dumb they must
That nigga
not want their freedom.
nigga trying to get away with a hover round.
Benson 22. The game of football, or soccer as it's called in America, has some pretty crazy fans all over the world.
Yes, they do.
Paul Benson from Belfast, Northern Ireland, happened to be a fan of Manchester United. He also happened to be a fan of petty theft. On one thieving session at his
What
local
that had to do with
Tesco
anything with him
supermarket
stealing?
in 2015, Paul loaded himself up with 104 pounds worth of goods and was preparing for a clean escape until the store's staff spotted him shoplifting. Paul fled the scene with the
What did
goods
that have
in
anything to
hand,
do with
hoping
him?
he'd be able to
What
avoid
soccer got to
being
do with him
identified.
stealing?
But Paul failed to account for one important thing. He'd been wearing his favorite Manchester United jersey, which happened to have his name printed in big letters on the back. After one glance at the CCTV, the police were able to identify the thief by his unmissable name tag.
Hey,
He
the
was
dumbest
arrested
nigga in the
soon
world.
after. Words
That's
to the
the
wise,
dumbest
if you want
nigga.
to remain anonymous, don't commit crimes in your personalized sportswear. Otherwise, you may end up as a
Hey,
Benson
yo,
22.
that nigga had his shirt on his back.
For more
I'm
hilarious,
sitting here thinking, like,
fascinating,
what did that got to
mind-blowing
do
content,
with
be
soccer,
sure to
bro?
hit those like and subscribe buttons.
This
I
nigga
post
had his
stuff
name
like
on the
this
back of
every
his shirt and
day
did a
that just be
crime.
criminal to miss. Now, back to our laughably incompetent lawbreakers.
Bro,
Come back later. When a
That's
vape
the
shop owner in
dumbest thing
Belgium found himself faced with a group of robbers one afternoon in October 2018, he
Bro.
tried something he probably never thought would actually work. As most of the store's sales tend to happen later in the day, he advised the robbers to return later when the earnings had picked up a bit. Unbelievably, the robbers agreed with the suggestion.
What?
They left, and the shopkeeper called the police. The police, however,
What?
were reluctant to send someone out, as they argued the chances of the robbers returning to the crime scene was almost
Don't
zero.
tell me they
But
came
it
back.
turned out the police were wrong. The robbers returned later in the afternoon, and incredibly, the store owner was able to convince them to come back later
Bro.
still, as peak business
Bruh.
hours were about to begin. With the criminal's gullibility confirmed, the shopkeeper
Yo,
phoned the
what the
police
world?
again, this time being able to convince them that the criminals were coming back. So, a couple of undercover cops came to the store, hid in the stockroom, and waited.
Hold up,
These
man.
catastrophically incompetent
Hold up,
lawbreakers
bro.
made this a very easy case indeed for the Belgian police force.
Dumb niggas, bro. How he convinced them to
Easy
come? Nah, y'all come back later,
There
bro.
are
And
a
I
couple
got
of
some more
very
money. Y'all
important
come rob
things
me
to
later.
remember when carrying out a crime. Never leave anything
These
at the crime
dummies
scene
came
that
back
might
2
be used
times.
to identify you. One
That's
burglar
hilarious.
from Leeds, England, forgot to follow that very basic second rule back
Hold
in
up, bro. I couldn't hear.
at a crime.
I'm sorry.
Never
That was.
Belgian police force.
I couldn't hear, bro. I was laughing.
Easy identification. There are a couple of very important things to remember when carrying out a crime. Never leave anything at the crime scene that might be used to identify you.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
burglar from Leeds, England, forgot to follow that very basic second rule back in 2014.
What did he
when
leave,
he
bro?
broke into, of all places, an orphanage. With a normal residence on an evening trip to the cinema, the burglar gained access to the building's safe before making off with the loot.
This nigga
On his
broke
way out,
into an
he
orphanage?
dropped something which he really shouldn't have brought with him in the first place, which the police found immediately upon
orphanage,
investigating
bro?
the crime scene. The burglar's birth certificate. It remains unclear why he had it on his person, but it made for a quickly closed case when
That
paired
nigga
with
dropped his
fingerprints
birth
he left at the building.
certificate?
A remarkably similar case also occurred in Boston, USA in 2013, when a woman had her purse stolen in the street. The
Bruh.
robber unknowingly
Why are
dropped
you
his
walking
own
around with your
bag
birth
before
certificate in
running
your
off.
pocket?
Luckily for the woman, the robber's bag was overflowing with information that will prove very useful to the police. Among
This
clothes
is
and sneakers, the
hilarious,
bag
bro.
contained the thief's birth certificate, as well as a note from his mother. If the note didn't say, "I'm ashamed of you," the next one probably would, as he was arrested and his blunder was made public knowledge.
Bro, I know he got locked up. I know
Back
niggas
at
like,
it
man, you
again.
stupid.
For some people, the allure of the criminal lifestyle is simply too much to
I know
resist.
niggas would
But
die
one
laughing.
Florida man took his inability to resist crime to the extreme after being released
What
from
this
jail
dummy
in
do?
2019. With freedom in his grasp, he stepped out into the open air, but didn't even make it beyond the boundaries of the parking lot
Come
before
on,
his
bro.
criminal urge overtook him.
You
Officers
got to.
found him a mere 15 minutes after his release, breaking into cars in the jail parking lot. In that short time, he
You gotta
managed
be
to
the
acquire an
dumbest
iPhone,
nigga.
4 packets of cigarettes, a debit card, a driver's license, and $547 in cash.
How many
Needless
cars
to
he
say,
break
his
in?
taste of freedom proved extremely brief.
This nigga
as
got
he was
out of
arrested
jail
and returned
and
to
broke into
jail
cars in the jail
immediately.
parking lot. You're the dumbest nigga. These niggas is dumb. I ain't never seen that this crazy in my life.